some resistance from family members. So they're like, no, like girl is girl, girl do girl things, and boys do boy things, and they're boys. That's it. Like there's no other options for parenting. They want to use like very gendered nicknames. They want to call the little one like princess or like big guy. Even though I said I wanted to go gender neutral with toys, clothing, everything, a lot of people were buying very gendered clothing when they were first born, and I'd go out and about with her. People would be like, oh, what is it, a boy or a girl? But people always want to know, right, when they see a new baby, is that a boy or is that a girl? Like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Well, there's three of us, myself, my partner, and our little one. The baby's about 3 months old, starting to lose track, but and yeah, we're just starting to get the hang of things. Breaking gender stereotypes has always been a personal goal of mine. Some of my family members have been fairly supportive. They think it's great. Other family members have been pretty resistant to the idea. I'm hoping they're not going to try and undermine my own personal parenting style. At first I did tell people the sex of the baby when I found out, and then I stopped doing that because even though I said I wanted to go gender neutral with toys, clothing, everything, a lot of people were buying very gendered clothing when they found out. So, like blue or pink based on the gender. I think it might be difficult when they start going to school. I'm worried there might be times they feel like they don't fit in because they're not in one of those boxes, but we'll see. There's still plenty of time yet. When they were first born, I'm still trying to get the hang of it. When they were first born and I'd go out and about with her, people would be like, oh, what is it, a boy or a girl? And I would just kind of like freeze, like I don't know how to answer this because I don't even want to start going on the path of any very set gender. Like that's for them to figure out when they're old enough. There's some people I'd say like, oh, like this is Ari, instead of, really addressing their question. And some people would look at me really weird and kind of be like, no, like, is it a boy or a girl? And it was a little tricky to get the hang of. Sometimes I'll explain to people that I'm doing gender neutral parenting, that sex is different than gender, and that, my child's sexual organs aren't really anyone's concern. And when they decide their gender, they'll know. Usually only people that I am acquainted with, I'll give that speech to. Some people I just dodge the question, like this is Ari, they're this old, and just kind of direct it other ways. I'm trying to get into the habit of using they as a pronoun instead of he or she. It's kind of a difficult habit to break. I've never really had to use the pronoun they, singular, before when referring specifically to someone. So that's been new. Just to give her as many opportunities as she deserves, right? When I was growing up, I was told, wear dresses, be polite, be passive, you're a woman, be ladylike. And now that I'm getting older, I'm really feeling like that's not who I am. And it was really negative for me to be told to be those things when that did not feel right to me. I don't want to be the source of inner conflict in my child. I want them to be able to develop on their own. I want them to feel creative and free to be themselves. I don't want to limit that. I figured gender neutral would leave lots of options for my little one to build her own identity outside of her gender. There's a lot of ideas about how men should be, how women should be, everything, and it's really kind of a limiting narrative. I don't want her to feel pressure to, play with dolls or play with trucks or whatever based on their gender. I just want her to do what feels right for her.